For 3 years, Amara perfected the art of being invisible. She arrived early, worked harder than everyone else, solved problems before they existed, and quietly endured the judgment of a world that measured her worth by everything she lacked. Then, at a high-profile business gala, the most powerful man in the room recognized her, the same stranger she had once helped without expecting anything in return. When he publicly defended her and called her baby in front of everyone, Amara's carefully invisible life shattered.
Baby, come. Let's have a drink. I have missed you so much, my darling.
Oh, really?
Now she must decide whether she's willing to be truly seen, and whether she believes she deserves it. If Amara's journey touched your heart, don't let this story end here. What would you do if the world suddenly saw the person you've always been inside? If you enjoyed this story of love, courage, and finding your place in the world, please like this video, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories that stay with you long after the final scene. Amara arrived at the office 17 minutes before anyone else, the way she did every Monday. The building in Gangnam was quiet at this hour, just the hum of the air conditioning and the security guard's radio playing trot music downstairs. She liked it this way, peaceful. Her desk sat in the middle row, third from the window. Not the worst spot, not the best. Perfectly average. She set down her bag, pulled out her laptop, and went to the break room to start the coffee machine. The beans were running low again. She made a mental note to order more before anyone complained. Manager Choi liked his coffee strong. Minji from accounting liked hers with 2 sugars. Amara had learned everyone's preferences without anyone asking her to. By the time her co-workers started trickling in at 9, 3 pots were ready and the conference room was set up for the morning briefing. Manager Choi walked past her desk, coffee in hand, talking on his phone. He didn't look at her. Amara opened her email. 43 new messages since Friday. She sorted through them quickly, flagging the urgent ones, delegating what she could, and solving 2 scheduling conflicts before they became problems. At 9:30, Minji rushed over looking panicked. The client meeting, it's today, right? I thought it was tomorrow. Tomorrow, Amara said, pulling up the calendar. 3 p.m. Conference room B. Minji exhaled. Oh, thank God. I almost had a heart attack. You're fine, Amara said. I sent the reminder email last week. You're a lifesaver. Minji hurried back to her desk. Amara wasn't a lifesaver. She was just organized. Around 11, 2 of her co-workers walked past her desk. Seo-jun and Hannah. They were talking in Korean, something about weekend plans, then Hannah switched to English. Did you see Eugene's ring? Her boyfriend proposed at Namsan Tower. So romantic. She's what, 28? Good for her. I know, right? Can you imagine being 32 and still single? I would literally die. They kept walking. They didn't look at Amara. They didn't need to. Amara's fingers paused over her keyboard, just for a second. Then she kept typing. She had a report due by end of day. Feelings could wait. This again, she thought. Just this again. At lunch, she took her kimbap and walked to the small park 2 blocks away. It wasn't much, just a patch of grass with benches and a few trees, but it was better than the office cafeteria where people sat in careful clusters, trading office gossip like currency. She sat on her usual bench and unwrapped her food. A couple walked past holding hands. A group of university students sprawled on the grass studying. An older woman fed pigeons by the fountain. Amara watched them all and felt nothing in particular. Not loneliness exactly. More like the feeling of watching a movie you're not part of. She didn't need romance. She didn't need a ring or a proposal at Namsan Tower. She just wanted to stop being measured by what she didn't have. Was that so much to ask? Her phone buzzed. A message from her younger sister back in Johannesburg. A photo of her niece's birthday party. Balloons, cake, family crowded around smiling. Her mother's face in the background, beaming. Amara sent back a heart emoji and put her phone away. When she returned to the office, Manager Choi called her into the conference room. 3 other team leads were already there, including Kim Dae-young from events coordination. We have a situation, Manager Choi said. He said everything like it was a situation. Big event next week. International Business Gala. Very important investors coming. We need everything perfect. Okay, Amara said. You'll coordinate logistics. Guest lists, venue management, catering, all the details. Kim will handle the promotional side, but you make sure nothing goes wrong on the ground. Understood. Manager Choi slid a folder across the table. Guest list is confidential. High-profile attendees. Very high profile. The chairman is personally invested in this going well. Amara flipped through the pages. Names she recognized from business news. A few international investors. One name stood out. Yoon Sung. She'd read about him. Technology investments. Corporate restructuring. The kind of person who made or broke companies with a single decision. Questions. Manager Choi asked. Timeline for final headcount? Friday. Dietary restrictions? In the file. Backup plans for AV equipment? Manager Choi blinked. Should be in the file. If not, figure it out. Amara nodded. She would figure it out. She always did. As she stood to leave, Manager Choi added, almost absently, "You're good at this kind of work. Staying in the background, keeping things smooth. It suits you." He meant it as a compliment. Amara smiled politely and left. Back at her desk, she opened the event file and started building spreadsheets. Timelines, contact lists, contingency plans. This was what she was good at. Making things work. Making other people look good. Sometimes she hated that she was good at it. Her phone buzzed again. Another message from her mother this time. "How are you, baby? Eating well? Meeting nice people?" The subtext was clear. Meeting nice people meant meeting potential husbands. Amara typed back, "I'm good, Mama. Work is busy. I'll call this weekend." She didn't mention the gala. Didn't mention the quiet lunch in the park. Didn't mention Hannah's comment about being 32 and single. What would be the point? 6 months earlier, on a Tuesday afternoon, Amara was working a half shift at a consular administrative office in 81. She picked up extra work there sometimes, processing paperwork for foreign professionals who needed documentation for business in Korea. It was usually straightforward. Boring even, but it paid well and she liked having something to do besides think. The office was nearly empty. The regular staff had gone to lunch. Amara was filing paperwork when the door opened. A man walked in. Korean, probably late 30s. He wore jeans and a plain black jacket. His hair was a little messy. He looked tired in the way people look when they've been tired for weeks, not just one bad night. "Hello," he said in English. His accent was smooth. "I need help with business documentation. I was told this is the right place." "Yes," Amara said. "What kind of documentation?" "Registration papers. For corporate restructuring. I was supposed to file last week, but there were complications." He pulled out a folder. The papers inside were a mess, half in Korean, half in English, some with incorrect dates. Amara glanced at the clock. The regular staff would be back in 45 minutes. She could tell him to wait. That's what most people did. Instead, she said, "Let me see what I can do." She spread the papers on the desk and started sorting. He sat across from her, quiet. "This section needs a notary stamp," she said. "And this form is outdated. You need the revised version from this year. Can I get that here?" "Yes, I'll print it." She worked methodically, translating sections, cross-referencing requirements, filling in what was missing. It took 20 minutes. "You're very efficient," he said. "It's not complicated once you know the system." Still, most people would have told me to come back another day. Amara shrugged. "You're here now. Might as well help." While she prepared the final documents, he asked about South Africa. How long she'd been in Korea. She liked Seoul. She gave simple answers. 3 years. Yes, mostly. The food is good. He almost smiled at that. "The food is very good." "What kind of business are you in?" she asked, more out of politeness than curiosity. He paused. "Investments. Corporate restructuring. It's complicated. Most things are." When she finished, she stacked the papers neatly and explained what he needed to do next. He listened carefully, then gathered everything. "Thank you," he said. He meant it. She could tell. "No problem. Good luck with your business." He looked at her for a moment like he wanted to say something else. Then he just nodded and left. Amara forgot about him within a week. Present day. The night of the gala. Amara arrived at the venue 3 hours early. The hotel ballroom was already being transformed. Round tables, elegant centerpieces, a small stage for speeches. She walked through with her checklist, confirming every detail. Catering. Check. AV equipment. Check. Name cards at each table. Check. By 6 p.m., guests started arriving. Amara positioned herself near the side entrance where she could monitor foot traffic without being in the way. She wore a simple black dress and low heels. Professional. Forgettable. The ballroom filled quickly. Executives in expensive suits. Investors from Singapore, Tokyo, Hong Kong. Everyone smiling, networking, performing the careful dance of business socializing. Manager Choi rushed past. Everything good? All smooth, Amara confirmed. Keep it that way. At 7:15, the energy in the room shifted. Conversations slowed. People turned toward the main entrance. Amara looked up. A man had arrived. Korean, late 30s, wearing a dark suit that fit him perfectly. His hair was neat. His expression was calm, controlled. He moved through the room like someone used to being watched. People gravitated toward him immediately. Handshakes, bows, smiles that were just a little too eager. Amara checked her guest list. Yoon Sung. The investor manager Choi had emphasized. Very important. Very powerful. She watched him deflect attention politely, scanning the room like he was looking for something specific. Then his gaze landed on her. Amara's stomach dropped. It was him. The man from the administrative office. 6 months ago. Tired, wearing jeans, asking for help with paperwork. But he didn't look tired now. He looked like every other executive in the room. Important. Untouchable. She looked away quickly, heat rising in her chest. He was Yoon Sung. She'd helped Yoon Sung with paperwork while he was dressed like a regular person, and she had no idea who he was. Did he think she knew? Did he think she was pretending? She needed to disappear. No. But when she glanced back, he was still looking at her. Not assessing. Not dismissive. Just looking. Like he recognized her. Of course he recognized her. She'd spent 20 minutes helping him file corporate documents. Amara turned and walked quickly toward the catering coordination area. She needed to look busy. Needed to blend back into the background where she belonged. For the next hour, she managed to avoid him. She checked on the kitchen staff, coordinated table service, handled a minor issue with the microphone. All the small emergencies that kept events running smoothly. At 8:30, she was standing near the side hall, confirming dessert timing with the catering manager, when she felt someone watching her again. She turned. Yoon Sung was walking directly toward her. No. She couldn't avoid him now. He was too close. People were watching. Excuse me, she said quickly to the catering manager, trying to escape. But Yoon Sung reached her first. You work here, he said. Not a question. His voice was quiet. Yes, I coordinate projects. Her voice came out steadier than she felt. You helped me once, 6 months ago. The administrative office. Her face went hot. I didn't know who you were. Something changed in his expression. Not quite a smile, but close. I know. That's why it mattered. Before she could respond, Manager Choi appeared out of nowhere, practically vibrating with nervous energy. Mr. Yoon, I hope everything is to your satisfaction. If there's anything you need. Everything is excellent, Yoon Sung said, still looking at Amara. Manager Choi blinked, noticing the direction of his attention. Oh, this is Amara. She coordinates our logistics. Very detail-oriented. Yes, Yoon Sung said. I've noticed. He was pulled away then by a senior executive wanting to introduce him to investors from Hong Kong. But the damage was done. Manager Choi stared at Amara. You know him? I helped him with paperwork once. Months ago. I didn't know who he was. Well, Manager Choi's expression was unreadable. Good. That's good. Keep up the excellent work. He walked away, leaving Amara standing there with her heart pounding. Around her, she noticed people glancing in her direction, whispering. Colleagues who'd never acknowledged her existence suddenly looked curious. She wanted to sink into the floor. The evening continued. Speeches were made. Toasts were given. Amara focused on her job, trying to ignore the attention. But around 9, something happened that made ignoring impossible. She was near the main ballroom, coordinating with hotel staff about coat check, when she heard laughter. Not the polite kind. The other kind. She turned. A group of executives stood near one of the bars. Mr. Kim, a senior director in his 50s, was holding court. His face was flushed from wine. You know what I really admire? He said, loud enough for nearby tables to hear. Real dedication to career. See that woman over there? He gestured in Amara's direction. 3 years with our company. So focused on her work that she hasn't even had time for a personal life. Still single at 32. Now that's commitment. Someone laughed. Someone else made a comment Amara couldn't hear. More laughter. Mr. Kim continued, warming to his topic. Maybe she finds Korean men too intimidating. Or maybe she's just married to her spreadsheets. The group cracked up. Amara felt like all the air had left the room. Her face burned. Her hands went cold. This was nothing new. She'd heard comments like this before. Survived them before. She just needed to walk away. Pretend she didn't hear. Let it pass. She turned to leave. But the laughter continued, growing louder. It was becoming a spectacle. Other people were starting to notice, to listen. Then a voice cut through the noise. Calm, quiet, but carrying unmistakable weight. I think you've misunderstood something. Everyone turned. Yoon Sung was standing several feet away. He wasn't smiling. His expression was perfectly neutral, which somehow made him more intimidating. The laughter died. Mr. Kim's face went from flushed to pale. Mr. Yoon, it was a compliment I meant. It wasn't, Yoon Sung said simply. And if you're telling me your company evaluates employees based on their personal relationships rather than their professional competence, I should know that now. It will save us both time. Silence. Mr. Kim stammered. No, of course not. I apologize. I didn't mean any disrespect. Yoon Sung didn't acknowledge the apology. Instead, he looked directly at Amara. Are you managing well tonight? These events can be exhausting. Amara's mind went completely blank. Every person in the vicinity was staring at her. Ah, yes. Thank you. He nodded. Then, so quietly that only she and the people closest could hear, he said, You're doing beautifully, baby. The word dropped into the silence like a stone into still water. Baby. Said with such casual familiarity that it sounded like they'd known each other for years. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. The people nearest stared. Amara stared. The entire world seemed to pause. Yoon Sung simply inclined his head politely and walked away, leaving her standing there with every eye in the room on her. Someone's phone slipped from their hand and clattered on the floor. Amara couldn't move, couldn't think, couldn't process what had just happened. Baby? Why would he call her that? What did he think this was? What did he want people to think this was? Manager Choi appeared at her elbow, his expression somewhere between shocked and calculating. Amara, are you? I need to check on dessert service, she said, her voice coming from somewhere far away. She walked away on legs that didn't feel like hers, acutely aware of every whisper, every stare, every pair of eyes following her across the room. In the kitchen corridor, she leaned against the wall and pressed her hands to her burning face. What just happened? What on earth just happened? The next morning, Amara arrived at the office at her usual time, hoping everything would return to normal. It did not return to normal. Minji was waiting at her desk before she'd even set down her bag. Oh my God, is it true? Is what true? You and Yoon Sung. People are saying he called you like a pet name? In front of everyone? Amara's stomach twisted. It was a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding where he publicly humiliated Mr. Kim for making fun of you? That kind of misunderstanding? I need coffee. Amara, wait. But Amara was already walking toward the break room. 3 other co-workers were there, and they all stopped talking the moment she entered. She poured coffee in silence and left. At her desk, her email inbox was worse than usual. 72 messages. Half of them were work-related. The other half were colleagues suddenly interested in having lunch, getting coffee, asking how her weekend was. People who hadn't spoken to her in 3 years. Around 10, Manager Choi called her into his office. She sat across from his desk, trying to appear calm. So, he said, Yoon Sung. I helped him with paperwork 6 months ago, before I knew who he was. That's all. That's all? Yes. Manager Choi studied her. He's requested you specifically for the follow-up investor meetings next week. Amara blinked. What? He wants you coordinating the project consultations. Said he was impressed with your professionalism. I don't understand. Neither do I, Manager Choi admitted. But when someone like Yoon Sung makes a request, we accommodate it. You'll be reassigned to the investment team temporarily. Start preparing. Amara left his office feeling like she was walking through fog. At lunch, she went to her usual park bench, but she wasn't alone for long. Hannah sat down next to her. The same Hannah who'd made the comment about being 32 and single. "Hey," Hannah said. Amara didn't respond. "Look, I'm sorry about what I said yesterday. About, being single. I didn't think you heard." "I heard. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was rude." Amara unwrapped her kimbap. "Why are you apologizing now?" Hannah had the grace to look embarrassed. "Because I should have apologized before. But you're doing it now because Yoon Sung noticed me." Hannah didn't deny it. Amara took a bite of her food. "Thanks for the apology. I'll think about whether I accept it." Hannah left. The rest of the week passed in a blur of whispered conversations and curious stares. Amara kept her head down and focused on preparing for the investor meetings. She told herself Yoon Sung's attention was purely professional. He appreciated competent work. That's all. She almost believed it. On Thursday, the first investor consultation was scheduled. Amara arrived early to set up the conference room. She was arranging materials when Yoon Sung walked in, alone. "Good morning," he said. "Good morning, Mr. Yoon. Just Sung is fine." Amara's hands stilled on the folders. "That's not really appropriate." "Why not?" "Because you're an investor and I'm support staff. You're project coordination. That makes you essential, not support." She didn't know what to say to that. He walked closer, studying the room setup. "You're very good at this. Creating order. It's my job. It's more than that. You pay attention to details other people miss. Like remembering I needed that specific form 6 months ago. Or setting up this room so everything is exactly where people will need it." Amara focused on the folders. "You're reading too much into basic competence." "Am I?" She finally looked at him. "Why did you call me that? At the gala? Baby?" Heat rushed to her face. "Yes, that." He considered this. "Because I wanted them to know you're not someone they can treat carelessly." "But we're not, you don't?" She struggled for words. "No, we're not," he agreed. "Yet. But I remember how you treated me when I was nobody. Like I was worth your time. I'd like the chance to know if that's who you really are, or just who you were that day." Before Amara could respond, voices echoed in the hallway. The other investors were arriving. Yoon Sung stepped back, his expression returning to professional neutrality. "We should begin." The meeting lasted 2 hours. Amara took notes, managed presentations, coordinated questions. She was good at this. She knew she was good at this. But she was acutely aware of Yoon Sung's attention throughout. Not obvious, not inappropriate, just there. When the meeting ended and the other investors filed out, he lingered. "You handled that well," he said. "Thank you. Dinner tomorrow? To discuss the next phase of coordination." Amara's heart jumped. "That's not necessary." "Probably not. But I'd like to anyway." "Mr. Yoon Sung, this isn't a good idea." "Why not?" "Because people are already talking. Because you're important and I'm not. Because you've been taught to believe you're not worth the attention?" The words hit like a slap. Amara stared at him. "That's not fair." "No," he agreed. "It's not. But it's true, isn't it?" Before she could answer, her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "We should talk. It's J1. The name sent ice through her veins. Yoon Sung noticed her expression change. "Everything okay?" "Fine," she lied. "I need to get back to work." She left before he could push further. That evening, Amara stared at J1's message for 20 minutes before responding. "What do you want?" His reply came immediately. "To apologize. And to warn you." "Warn me about what?" "Can we meet? Coffee tomorrow?" Every instinct told her to say no. J1 was her ex-boyfriend. Korean. From a wealthy family. They dated for 8 months before his mother made it clear Amara wasn't suitable. He hadn't fought for her. He just let her go. She hadn't heard from him in over a year. "One coffee," she typed. "That's all." They met at a cafe in 81 neutral territory. J1 looked the same. Polished. Handsome in the careful way of people who've never had to try hard. "You look good," he said. Amara didn't return the compliment. "What do you want?" He had the grace to look uncomfortable. "I heard you're working with Yoon Sung. News travels fast. My mother heard about it. From the gala. Amara's jaw tightened. And she wanted me to reach out, to give you some advice. Advice? Amara, come on. You know how this works. Men like Yoon Sung, they don't. If you finish that sentence, I'm leaving. Jae-won paused. I'm trying to help you. You're trying to help your mother feel superior. Again. That's not fair. Amara laughed, bitter. Fair? You let your mother decide I wasn't good enough for you. You didn't even argue. And now you want to give me advice about my life. I'm sorry, he said. About how things ended. I should have. You should have had a spine, Amara finished. But you didn't. And I'm over it. Is that all? My mother wants to meet with you. Amara stood. Tell your mother I'm very busy. And tell her I don't need her approval anymore. She walked out, hands shaking but head high. On Saturday, Mrs. Cha found her anyway. Amara was at a corporate luncheon, part of her new coordination duties. She was checking seating arrangements when a familiar voice spoke behind her. Amara, how lovely to see you. She turned. Mrs. Cha stood there, elegant in a cream suit, smiling the smile that never reached her eyes. Mrs. Cha, I hope we might talk. Privately. Everything in Amara wanted to refuse. But they were in public at a professional event. Refusing would cause a scene. She followed Mrs. Cha to a quiet corner near the windows. I'll be brief, Mrs. Cha said. I know you're spending time with Yoon Sung. I'm coordinating his business consultations. It's my job, of course. But I hope you're not, how shall I say, misunderstanding the nature of his attention. Amara's hands clenched. I don't know what you mean. Don't you? Amara, you're a smart woman. Surely you understand that men at Yoon Sung's level, they can afford to be charming. They can afford to be kind to people who help them. But when it comes to actual commitment to building a life, they choose women from appropriate backgrounds. Women who fit their world. Women like your son? Mrs. Cha smiled thinly. I know you're still hurt about Jae-won, but I was protecting him. And honestly, I was protecting you too. Imagine if you'd married him. You would have been miserable, always trying to fit into a world that wasn't yours. You don't know anything about what world is mine. I know you're not from here. I know you don't have the connections, the background, the family that men like Yoon Sung require in a partner. I'm not being cruel. I'm being realistic. Amara felt the familiar shame rising. The old voice that said Mrs. Cha was right. That she was foolish to think someone like Yoon Sung could actually want someone like her. But underneath the shame, something else was rising too. Something angry. Are you finished? Amara asked quietly. Mrs. Cha blinked. I'm trying to help you avoid embarrassment. No, you're trying to make yourself feel important by making me feel small. And I'm done letting you. Excuse me? I heard you. You think I'm not good enough. You think I don't belong. You thought that about your son and you think it about Yoon Sung. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm not good enough for your world. But I'm done caring what you think. Mrs. Cha's face went cold. You'll regret this. Maybe. But at least I'll have said it. Amara walked away, her heart hammering so hard she thought it might break through her chest. She made it to the bathroom before her hands started shaking. She just talked back to Mrs. Cha. She just stood up for herself. Why did it feel like jumping off a cliff? Her phone buzzed. A message from Yoon Sung. Still want to have dinner? Or should I assume you're avoiding me? Despite everything, Amara smiled. She typed back, dinner is fine, but we're splitting the bill. His response came quickly. We'll see about that. Dinner with Yoon Sung happened on a Tuesday evening at a small restaurant in Samcheong-dong. Not fancy, just quiet. The kind of place where people went to actually talk instead of being seen. Amara arrived exactly on time. Yoon Sung was already there, sitting at a corner table. You're early, she said. So are you. I'm on time. You're early. He almost smiled. I like being early. She sat down, suddenly aware of how strange this was. Having dinner with someone who could buy the restaurant without checking his bank account. Someone who important people waited for. You're nervous, he observed. I'm fine. You're sitting like you're about to run. Amara forced herself to relax against the chair. Better? Not really, but points for trying. A server brought menus. Yoon Sung ordered in Korean, then looked at Amara. The galbi is good here. So is the seafood jjigae. You've been here before? Once? A long time ago, before I was anyone interesting. That surprised her. You come back to places from before? Sometimes. Reminds me that being important is mostly just exhausting. The server returned with tea. Amara wrapped her hands around the cup, grateful for something to hold. Why did you really ask me to dinner? She said. I told you. I want to know if you're real. Real? If the person who helped me 6 months ago, the one who didn't want anything from me, is actually who you are. Amara considered this. What if I'm not? What if I was just having a good day? Then we have a nice dinner and go back to being professional colleagues. And if I am? Then we have more dinners. It was such a simple answer. Too simple for how complicated everything felt. People are already talking, Amara said. About you. About me. Making assumptions. People always talk. Usually they're wrong. But what if they're right? What if this is a terrible idea? Yoon Sung poured more tea into her cup. Then at least we'll know. Better than spending the rest of our lives wondering what if. The food arrived. They ate and talked about small things. Her work, his investments, Seoul in spring, South African food she missed. It was strangely easy. Can I ask you something? Amara said. Yes. That day 6 months ago. Why didn't you tell me who you were? He was quiet for a moment. Because I was tired. Tired of people performing for me. Tired of conversations that weren't real. You treated me like a regular person with a paperwork problem. It was the first genuine interaction I'd had in months. I would have helped you anyway. Would you? Or would you have been nervous, trying to impress me, second-guessing everything? Amara thought about it honestly. Probably the second thing. Exactly. That's what everyone does. I just wanted 20 minutes of being treated like I was normal. You're not normal though. No. But sometimes I wish I was. There was something lonely in the way he said it. Something Amara recognized because she felt it too. The loneliness of being categorized before anyone bothered to know you. For what it's worth, she said quietly, I like the normal version of you better. Jeans and messy hair and paperwork problems. That version still exists. Not when you walk into rooms and everyone stops talking. Then we'll have to find rooms where no one knows me. It felt like a promise. Amara didn't know what to do with that. They split the bill despite Yoon Sung's protests. Outside the restaurant, Seoul hummed around them. Cars, people, the city alive in its nighttime rhythm. Thank you for dinner, Amara said. Thank you for actually showing up. I was 50-50 on whether you'd cancel. I almost did. What stopped you? She considered lying, then decided against it. Curiosity. And maybe I'm tired of being scared all the time. Scared of what? Of hoping for things. Hope is expensive. Yoon Sung looked at her for a long moment. Yes, it is. But so is giving up. He didn't try to kiss her. Didn't even reach for her hand. Just said goodnight and waited until she got in a taxi before walking away. Amara watched him disappear into the Seoul night and wondered what she'd just agreed to. The following week, Amara was assigned to present the quarterly project analysis to senior executives and foreign investors. It was a significant responsibility, the kind that could advance a career or destroy it. She prepared thoroughly, triple-checked her data, ran through her presentation 17 times until she could do it in her sleep. The morning of the presentation, she dressed carefully, professional but not trying too hard. She'd learned that balance over 3 years. The conference room was already full when she arrived. Senior executives from her company, foreign investors, Yoon Sung in the back row, expression neutral, and surprisingly Jae-won, sitting near the front with his laptop open. Amara's stomach dropped. She hadn't known he'd be here. Across the room, she noticed another face. Mrs. Cha, seated with the corporate partners as a special guest. This was a setup. She knew it immediately. The way Jae-won wouldn't meet her eyes. The way Mrs. Cha smiled that thin smile. But it was too late to back out. Everyone was waiting. Amara walked to the front of the room and connected her laptop to the projector. Good morning. Today I'll be presenting our quarterly project analysis focusing on new market trends and strategic positioning. She made it through the first 15 minutes smoothly. Her slides were clear. Her data was solid. She felt confident. Then Jae-won raised his hand. Sorry to interrupt, but your numbers here don't match the figures from last quarter. Can you explain that discrepancy? Amara paused. These are different metrics. Last quarter focused on existing markets. This analysis examines emerging trends. But surely there should be some consistency? Before she could respond, a senior colleague, Director Park, jumped in. Actually, I think J1 has a point. These figures do seem inconsistent. Director Park was wrong. Amara knew he was wrong. But he'd just contradicted her in front of everyone. Another executive piled on. This seems poorly researched. Did you verify these sources? Yes, all sources are cited in the appendix. I'm not seeing clear methodology here, J1 interrupted again. It was coordinated, subtle but unmistakable. They were trying to make her look incompetent without appearing openly hostile. Amara felt the familiar panic rising. The instinct to apologize, to shrink, to make herself smaller so everyone else could feel comfortable. She looked at the faces staring at her. Executives waiting for her to crumble. J1 with his fake concern. Mrs. Cha watching with satisfaction. Then her eyes met Yoon Sung's. He wasn't smiling. Wasn't nodding encouragement, just looking at her steadily, like he was waiting to see what she'd do. And something inside Amara snapped. Not dramatically, just quietly. The way things break when they've been bent too many times. She was tired. So tired of this, she took a breath. The data I'm referencing is from current market analysis, not last quarter's report, which examined different parameters. If you'd reviewed the briefing materials sent last Wednesday, this would be clear. The methodology is outlined on page 7 of the appendix. Would you like me to walk you through it now, or should we continue with the presentation and address specific questions afterward? Her voice was calm. Her hands didn't shake. J1 blinked. I just think. I'm happy to clarify any genuine confusion, Amara continued. But I'd prefer to finish the presentation first so we're all working with complete information. Does that work for everyone? Silence. Director Park shifted uncomfortably. Yes, that's fine. Continue. Amara continued. She went through the rest of her slides methodically, clearly, without apology. When she reached the conclusions, she presented them as facts, not suggestions. Based on this analysis, I recommend we prioritize 3 emerging markets over the next 2 quarters. The data supports this approach. Questions? J1 tried one more time. I still think the methodology is sound, Yoon Sung said from the back of the room. Everyone turned. He hadn't moved, but suddenly he had everyone's attention. This is exactly the kind of thorough, well-researched analysis I expect from teams I work with. The methodology is clear. The conclusions are supported. Well done. It wasn't dramatic. He didn't raise his voice, but coming from him it carried weight. The room shifted. Executives who'd been ready to pile on suddenly nodded in agreement. Yes, very thorough, Director Park said quickly. Excellent work, another executive added. J1 closed his laptop, face tight. The meeting ended 10 minutes later. People filed out, some offering Amara congratulations that felt hollow, but she accepted anyway. Amara's hands were shaking now, adrenaline finally catching up. I thought I was going to throw up. But you didn't. You stood there and you answered them. Do you know how rare that is? Standing up for yourself? Standing up for yourself when you're terrified. That's not common. Amara sank into a chair. I don't feel brave. I feel like I'm going to collapse. Yoon Sung sat beside her. Brave isn't feeling fearless. It's being scared and doing it anyway. They sat in silence for a moment. J1 was trying to sabotage me, Amara said. I know. Mrs. Cha probably put him up to it. Probably. This is because of you. Because we had dinner. No, Yoon Sung said firmly. This is because you're good at what you do and that threatens people who are mediocre. I'm just a convenient excuse. I don't know if I can keep doing this. Standing up every time someone tries to push me down. It's exhausting. It is. And I can't promise it'll get easier. But I can promise you're not doing it alone anymore. Amara looked at him. What does that mean? It means I'd like to take you to dinner again. And again after that. It means I'd like to see if this thing between us is real or just two lonely people finding each other at the right time. It means I'm tired of performing and I think you are too. People will talk. Let them. Your business partners might not like it. Then they're bad business partners. I don't come from your world. I'm not connected or powerful or... You're honest, Yoon Sung interrupted. In a world where everyone is performing, you're honest. That's rarer than power. Amara wanted to believe him. But years of being told she wasn't enough didn't disappear because one person said otherwise. I need time, she said, to think about this, about what it means. Take all the time you need. I'm not going anywhere. That evening, Amara sat in her apartment and called her sister. Hey stranger, her sister answered. I was starting to think you forgot about us. Never. Just busy. Busy being fancy and soul? Amara smiled despite herself. Something like that. They talked about family things. Her niece's school play. Her mother's garden. Normal things that felt like home. Then her sister said, Mama showed me photos from that event. The gala thing. You look different. Different how? I don't know. Less like you were trying to disappear. That hit harder than expected. Was I that obvious? Only to people who love you. So what's happening over there? You seem, I don't know, lighter? Amara thought about the past few weeks. The gala. Yoon Sung. The presentation. Standing up to Mrs. Cha. Standing up to herself. I think I'm learning to stop apologizing for existing, she said. About time, her sister said, but her voice was warm. Proud of you. After they hung up, Amara sat by her window looking out at Seoul. The city she'd lived in for 3 years but never quite felt part of. Maybe that was okay. Maybe she didn't need to fit perfectly into anyone's world. Maybe she just needed to build her own. Her phone buzzed. A message from Yoon Sung. Found a restaurant in Hongdae. No one knows me there. Interested. Amara smiled and typed back. When? Tomorrow? That's fast. I'm impatient. And I like talking to you. Why? Because you argue with me about splitting bills and tell me I'm not normal. It's refreshing. Amara laughed. Actually laughed, alone in her apartment at her phone. Fine. Tomorrow. But I'm ordering the most expensive thing on the menu. Please do. I'll judge you based on your choices. That's fair. I'll judge you based on your table manners. My table manners are impeccable. We'll see about that. She set her phone down, still smiling. Over the next 3 weeks, something shifted. Not dramatically, just gradually. Amara stopped checking her phone anxiously after office conversations, wondering what people thought. She spoke up in meetings without waiting for permission. When Hannah made another comment about relationships, Amara said, "That's rude," instead of staying silent. Hannah apologized. Actually apologized, not the fake kind. Director Park started treating her with wary respect after the presentation. Manager Choi assigned her to lead the next project instead of just coordinating logistics. She had dinner with Yoon Sung 4 more times. They went to places where no one recognized him. Talked about everything and nothing. He told her about the pressure of being successful. She told him about the pressure of being invisible. They didn't kiss, didn't hold hands, just existed together in a way that felt real. "My mother wants to meet you," he said during their 5th dinner. Amara nearly choked on her soup. "What? My mother? She heard I've been having dinner with someone. She wants to meet you. That's a terrible idea." "Probably. But she's persistent." "Yoon Sung, I can't. Your mother is going to take one look at me and what? Decide you're not good enough? Maybe. But that would say more about her than you. Easy for you to say. You're her son. I'm the foreign girl with no connections trying to date above her station. Is that what you think this is? Dating above your station?" Amara set down her spoon. "Isn't it? No. It's 2 people who like each other trying to figure out if they want to keep liking each other. Status has nothing to do with it. Status has everything to do with it. You know that. Only if we let it." Amara wanted to believe him. But she'd met Mrs. Cha. She knew how these things went. "I need more time," she said. "Okay. But eventually we're going to have to stop hiding." "We're not hiding. We're being private. Semantics. Important semantics." He smiled. Actually smiled, full and genuine. "You're going to argue with me about everything, aren't you?" "Probably. Is that a problem?" "No. I like it." 2 months after the gala, the company hosted another event. Smaller this time, but still important. Foreign investors, corporate partners, networking. Amara wasn't coordinating logistics this time. She was attending as project lead, invited to the main floor. She wore something she actually liked. A deep blue dress, her natural hair, minimal jewelry. She felt nervous but not small. When she entered the ballroom, several people greeted her by name. Colleagues who'd started treating her like she mattered. She wasn't invisible anymore. Yoon-sung was already there. When he saw her, his expression shifted. Not quite a smile, but close. He crossed the room directly to her. People watched. Of course people watched. But Amara found she didn't care as much as she used to. "You look happy," he said. "I'm working on it." "How's it going?" "Better than expected." They stood together, not quite touching, while the party moved around them. It felt natural. Easy. Across the room, Amara spotted Jae-won. He was watching them, expression complicated. After a moment, he walked over. Amara tensed, but Yoon-sung's hand brushed her elbow. Steadying, not possessive. "Amara," Jae-won said. "Can we talk?" "We're kind of busy," she replied. "I'll be quick. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. About the presentation. About everything really. I shouldn't have let my mother convince me to." He stopped. "I'm sorry." Amara studied him. He looked sincere. Uncomfortable but sincere. "Okay," she said. "Okay. I accept your apology. That doesn't mean we're friends. But I accept it." Jae-won nodded. "Fair enough. You look good, by the way." "Happy." "I am. Mostly." After he left, Yoon-sung said, "That was generous." "Not really. I just don't have the energy to hold grudges anymore." "Still generous." Later, they stood on a quiet terrace overlooking the city. Seoul spread out below them, lights and movement and endless possibility. "Are you staying in Seoul?" Yoon-sung asked. "I think so. For now." "Because of me?" Amara considered this honestly. "No. Because I actually like my work. Because I'm tired of running from places just because people make me feel unwelcome. I belong here as much as anyone else." "Good. What about you? What do you want from this? From us?" He was quiet for a moment. "I want to keep knowing you. Not the version you show the world when you're trying to be professional. The real version. The one who argues about bills and tells me I'm not normal. That person is kind of a mess." "I know. So am I. Maybe that's okay." Amara looked at him. Really looked at him. "I can't promise this will work. I'm still figuring out who I am when I'm not trying to be invisible." "I know. That's what I want to see." "And your mother?" "Will form her own opinions. But they're hers, not mine." It felt like standing on the edge of something. Terrifying and exhilarating at once. "Okay," Amara said finally. "Let's try this. Really try, not just dinners and being careful. But I need you to understand I'm not a project. I'm not something to be fixed or saved." "I know. I don't want to save you. I just want to know you. Even the messy parts? Especially those." They stood there looking at Seoul, at the future, at each other. And for the first time in years, Amara let herself hope. The next morning, she woke to sunlight streaming through her window. Her phone showed 3 messages. One from her mother, "Call me when you can, baby. Want to hear your voice." One from her sister, "Saw more photos. You're glowing. Spill." One from Yoon-sung, "Good morning. Coffee later?" Amara smiled and typed back to her sister first, "Maybe I actually am happy. Still figuring it out." Then to Yoon-sung, "Yes, but I'm picking the place." She got up, made coffee, and stood by her window looking out at the city that used to feel hostile but now just felt like hers. She wasn't invisible anymore. Wasn't trying to disappear. She was just here. Present. Real. And that finally felt like enough.